What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rear Naked Radio. I am one of your hosts, Jake Kilstein.
And I'm Drew Weatherhead, and we are back now with episode 2, season 2. We're double twoing it today.
Yep.
I've somehow been able to manage to mangle my hair into shape, even though I've got a bit of the quarantine thing going on where it's just a little too long, and I'm putting my product in. My product's looking back at me like, buddy, we can't do this for much longer.
Yeah. I tried to shave today. I almost caved. Guys, again, I did Sugar Sean O'Malley's podcast, and I never thought he would be like, whoa, to like me giving girl advice, because he's like UFC, like cool stoner guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, just say you want to be celibate, and those DMs.
It's been nonstop ever since. It's an internal bit between the two of us. Like, you still celibate? How many more women does that mean?
It has been a full-time job. Okay, so there we go. There's some hair-related and dick-related news that you guys all tune in for. We have a great fucking show today. I am so excited. Guys, what did I tell you last week? I'm like, look, this guy's not really on social media, but it's going to change your life. And by the end of the episode, I'm doing mushrooms. I have the same feeling with this interview.
Uh-oh, what substance are you going to do at the end of it? Do you have something in mind?
Cocaine.
Okay. Well, for those who don't know, we've got Mac Lethal, who is going to be jumping on here. He's maybe one of the biggest YouTube rappers of all time. He's got over 3 or 4 million subscribers on YouTube. Extremely talented rapper, but what's interesting for us in this podcast is he's also a BJJ purple belt. So this may be
what's interesting for you. I'm pretty much going to just talk to him about hip hop. Just low key.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to circle it back to some sort of technique.
I have to, because he's going to be so excited to talk about jiu-jitsu that if I'm just like, what's YouTube like? Also, is YouTube rapper insulting? And I don't know that, because he's a rapper. He's like, he has such legitimate skill. But I wonder if that's like if people just called you a meme guy instead of like a jiu-jitsu practice, you know what I mean?
Well, here's an interesting thing. You know how artists, recording artists, get like their albums go golden and then go platinum, and they got like all those little discs on the wall. He's one of the few guys that has that golden YouTube emblem up behind him. Maybe one of the few rappers in the world. Yeah,
see, it's a cool thing when you phrase it that way. That's dope. But like if someone was like, hey, have you checked out this new TikTok wrestler? You'd be like, ugh. Somebody, one of our kind of mutual people that we know, a girl, sent me this. She's trying to convince me to go on TikTok, and she was like,
so do you like unfriend her and block her right away, or?
Well, I told her I was going to. I was like, we're done. I'm so mad at you. Like lots of caps locks. And she's like, and then I pitched this new idea I have for that jiu-jitsu video I was kind of pitching you.
Mm-hmm.
And which, by the way, accidentally is going to end up being subversive because of all the jiu-jitsu drama happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's kind of the same thing. It's me being like, fuck everyone who's training, and then being like, I mean, I'm probably fine. We've reached the point where I'm like grasping for anyone who even says a conspiracy. I'm like, yeah, that's, that sounds.
It's probably 5G. We're probably okay. It's probably just in the water. It's the chlorine. We can, as long as we don't drink the chlorine, we can keep training.
Yeah, and so I was like talking to her about the bit. I should say we tangentially know her before people start trying to like piece it together.
It's Hillary Clinton.
It's Hillary Clinton. Don't tell Bill. Although he has it coming. Look, they can both get some extra jisms. Okay, so I'm pitching this sketch, and I'm like, yeah, I want it to be like me before Corona, and then me. Or me like at the beginning of it, and now me just wanting to train and freaking out. And she's like, look, man, there's a TikTok video that's like this. And I was like, I don't think there is. And she sent it to me. And what she meant was a cut between now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this like white guy, but the joke wasn't now and then. It was a black lady voice. So it was like a white guy saying like, we got to go. But instead it was like, we got to go. And I was just like, this... You ruined it. Your fucking golden ticket that was going to convince me just any chance of me
blocked
going out
and deleted.
Now. Blocked and deleted. Just like kind of racist.
Double celibate now. You actually hate women more from that.
I hate women.
She ruined it for her whole gender.
She ruined it for TikTok. She ruined it for her gender. She definitely ruined it for racists. She ruined it for people with funny voices. She ruined it. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so awful. But yeah, the jiu-jitsu drama about, and we never talk about this, and it's funny. I don't know if you were going to bring it up with Mac, but I said a couple weeks ago about how ever since unfollowing Gordon, just Instagram just seems like chirp, 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 just like rainbows and like no one's fighting. I'm like, oh, everyone's friends. And then I went on Gordon's page today and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, just a wave of bullshit.
It's like when you are going to Gordon Ryan's timeline after not seeing Gordon Ryan is like if you're born into wealth, like let's say you're born and you have like a New York City penthouse because your father, you know, you're born in like the governor's mansion or whatever. And then the first time you go to like a third world country, that's going to Gordon's page where I'm like, what the fuck happened here? This is who's that guy? Oh, Jesus Christ. And it's just like a fucking just landmines, a disaster.
So are you equating like the 1% of wealthy billionaires out there have unfollowed the third world?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's it, 100%. That is it's definitely what I'm saying. That is literally and figuratively what I'm saying. And so but I guess the drama is, and we don't talk about drama on this show, guys, if you're new to this show, but
since we're talking about it,
these little bitches, the Gordon is calling out people who were very much, if you train, you're going to kill people. And now we're like, let's violate the quarantine. The government can't tell us what to do. And so it's all of this drama and people are going back and forth, which essentially is the sketch I'm doing. Sort of. It's just without being, you know. So what I'm saying, guys, is I'm pretty much the George Carlin. What really matters is me. But what are your thoughts on that, man? Like, what are your thoughts on, and Mac's going to jump on any second, but so we can continue this after. But, you know, I mean, gyms are getting shut down and now even people who are, what I'm trying to figure out is, are people just going fucking stir crazy? And like I was kind of kidding before, but for real, they're just like grasping onto like, yeah, it's not as bad as we think. Or because businesses are getting shut down on one end. And on the other end, like people are still fucking dying. And the argument we've always made on this show is that you can be concerned about both of those things. It doesn't have to be, I'm either concerned about jobs or I'm concerned about people dying. It's like, hey, we all got to come together and figure out how do we save businesses, but also how do we not wipe out the senior citizen populace. And so, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, you don't have to...
I had a YouTube live that I did earlier this week where I talked about that a little bit because it's on everybody's mind right now. We feel like we're kind of at the end of the tunnel. We can see the light coming up and everyone's getting a little anxious to jump back on those mats. And I get it because I'm in the same situation.
But it kind of seems like that's the worst time, right? Because we might...
Well, this is the thing. This is the easiest time for anybody who has even an inkling of just wanting to jump the gun to get into that self-perpetuation of what's the term where you're trying to qualify your worldview? Douchebag. Is confirmation bias, right? You'll look for any story or any conspiracy or any whatever just to slap and bump so that you can fuck someone up because you haven't for like 5 to 6 weeks. So that's the first thing that I see when I see people that are trying to promote this get back to rolling thing. It's, look, I understand why you're doing it and I don't hate you for that, but it's pretty clear why you're doing that. It's not because you have the better science out there.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Because I even caught myself doing it where suddenly, you know, in the very beginning, I was just like, hey, you fucking idiots, a garage is still training. Do you think if you train in a garage, you're somehow immune to corona?
As long as you put no corona allowed on the outside, it has to wait outside for you.
With like the backwards lettering, like a kid.
With a circle and an X.
Yeah. And now suddenly I see people training and I'm like, yeah, I respect this dedication. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I feel myself doing it where, and look, by the way, I'm already kind of a hypocrite in the sense that I was like, if you train, you're going to kill your grandparents. And then Sugar Sean O'Malley, one of my favorite fighters, was like, want to drive to Phoenix, stop at gas stations, hug me, kiss my dog, and do my podcast, and then pose for a picture where our arms around each other. And I was like, "Sir, I'm on my way." Didn't even ask. Part of me was like, "I'll put it off," and I was like, "Should we do it when it's done?" I'm in Tucson, and Tim, his co-host, Welch, who's great. He's a great coach and a really cool guy, and he co-hosts the podcast with Sean. He goes, he was like, "Oh yeah, man, totally. Like, of course, we'll always have you on. Do you know any other comics in Phoenix who are like really good?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck that shit. No, I'm on my way." Do I know any other? Yuck. No.
On Joe Rogan's podcast right now, he's testing everybody that goes on as a guest. So it's
so
like this it's this
Yeah.
funny little thing where they may not actually get on if they test positive, right? So they're kind of in the back room right before they go on and get tested. So when you went to Sugar Sean's, I assume that he was like, the test is, yeah, he looks good.
The test is, so you cool?
Yeah. He gave me a little slap and a wink and was like, yeah, all right, he's good.
I'm telling you.
You wouldn't do that if you had corona.
I know I compared this to petting dogs already, but there's no more apt analogy. It is when you know you shouldn't have unprotected sex with a strange girl you just met, and you're like, she looks fine. Like, it's that. Like
this probably won't break my celibacy.
Yeah. Oh, fucking shit. And so I should be talking about any of this. But yeah, man, I really do think you're right. And I've had to catch myself. And it's one of those things too, where I think it's so frustrating when you just hear how many people are actually training. And
look, we both know like several gyms that are doing it on the low. Even some that aren't doing it that low. And you're like, part of you is like, I hope that they get what's coming to them because I'm being a good boy over here. And half of it's like, man, I wish I was doing what they're doing. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's a battle of demons.
Yeah, man. And like, I like your attitude, which is I can see both sides. And I think that's so important. And that kind of is the problem with these fucking online shit fests, where people are just yelling at each other.
I think they call it social media.
They call it social media. Yeah. And you want to just be like, guys, if we weren't yelling at each other, we could probably like figure shit out a little better, But yeah, that is that frustrating thing where you're like, well, fucking all of them are training. So like, if we're already fucked, I might as well go down swinging. And I'm like,
there's something too that I brought up on a previous live. I think it was on that same YouTube live. That I think is you got to keep in perspective is that in 2020 and this first part of 2020, it's never going to be as bad as it is now from now on. This is the first time that this virus has hit the human race. So we're all sort of reeling from it and trying to figure out and catch up and keep ourselves safe and get immunities and get antivirals and all this stuff we're trying to catch up on. So in a year from now, we're going to be so much better off. There's going to be more people that have natural immunity. There's going to be more people that have access to treatments. We have better treatments. We have, we're not going to be flooding so constantly on the health system. And I think like somebody was asking me, are we going to have to wear masks from now on when we do jiu-jitsu? I'm like, maybe in 2020 for a little bit, if you're in that type of situation, in that type of area, but I don't think it's going to be a constant thing. Like 2 years from now, we're going to be back to normal. It's going to be not that bad.
Yeah. But also real talk, that's going to look fly as fuck. It's going to look so dope. Like half professional wrestler, half Mad Max. Yeah. It'll be harder to breathe, so your cardio might get better, or you might die. I don't know.
I think that it's going to be good for jiu-jitsu overall, though, because before this happens, the sick guy that's kind of coughing and sniffling that shows up to class anyways kind of got away with it. There's no fucking way he's getting away with it anymore. Stinky Gi guy isn't going to exist. He's not going to be allowed through the door.
I really hope that is true, and we stick to it, because you know who was never easy on them? This guy. I am the most chilled out. The only person I'm shitty to in real life is myself. So like when Drew and I hung out, Drew didn't see me raise my voice to anybody or be shitty, but Drew saw like me have a panic attack. I'm like, I'll take everything I do, I take out on me. I don't yell at people. If I see someone doing something fucked up to other people, like when I was coaching, if I saw someone try to like heel hook the new girl, I would be like, hey bud, like we're talking.
That's my job.
Yeah. Come on, man. Leave the knees for me, buddy. Because again, I hate women. That was
Right.
But when I see some motherfucker, it can be a bug bite, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck? Nope. Look me in the eye. What the fuck is it? This one fucking dude one time tried to drill with me. I like just got off an injury, and I'm like, hey bud, why do you have duct tape on your arm? And he was like, oh, it's fine. And I'm like, nah,
there's no reason duct tape is on your skin means that something is fine. That means the exact opposite. I run tournaments around here, and there was a tournament I was hosting a little while ago where somebody was in one of my blue belts divisions, and somebody who was at the sideline was like, check this guy's neck out. I was like, what? So he pulls me over. I'm taking a look. I'm like, I can't really see. So I go behind the fence. I'm like, hey, dude, can I see your neck for a sec? He's like, what? And I pull his collar down a little bit, and sure enough, just fucking ringworm all over the place. And my guy had just rolled with and beat him. So he got the win, thankfully, but he got the ringworm like the next week. So I kicked that guy out of the division, and he was mad about it. He was like, man, I've been training so hard for this. I'm like, bro, you've got a skin disease. You can't be rolling with people, period. I'm sorry for your luck, but
do you think he brags like, yeah, that guy beat me, but long game?
Yeah, that's right. He got
the biological plant.
And it fucked this guy up for like, he couldn't train for 3 or 4 weeks while he was trying to nuke this thing. So like, that's something that people don't consider when they're like, I just got to train or I just got to compete. It's like, man, you could really be screwing around with that guy's improvement in jiu-jitsu. Like that can really hurt a guy.
You know, I was listening to our friend Kyle Kingsbury / my shaman on Aubrey Marcus's podcast this week. Aubrey had him on after us, no big deal. And
I mean, he was on Aubrey's computer, and he started off the podcast as Aubrey Marcus.
That is true. Is Kyle Aubrey Marcus? Okay.
I've never seen them in the room together.
And they were talking about how much they love Jocko, as we do. Word up. And
Origin
Main, promo code Rear Naked. But the discipline equals freedom is so important. And I mean, I can honestly say changed my life. Like, homeboy makes his bed every day. And like,
snap.
But it really does like affect me. I think the best Jocko advice I ever heard was that alarm clock advice. I don't know if I've given this on the show, but it's a fucking game changer. I talk about it on my podcast a lot, where when you hit the snooze button, you are starting your day off with a loss.
Ooh.
And it trains your fucking brain.
I like that.
Because then like an hour later when you're like, I should write, you're like, you've already lost.
Yeah.
So, or I'll take it further than Jocko, because Jocko will be like, so I just sleep 2 hours or like whatever he does. Where I'll take it further is like when I'm coaching people, I'll be like, let's say, I think waking up early is huge. Total game changer again for me, which I got from Jocko. So I wake up between 4 and 5 every morning. However, when I'm telling people to do this, it's like sleep is also incredibly important. So what I tell people is, let's say you just can't sleep and it's like 11 o'clock rolls around, midnight rolls around. I would rather you reset your alarm till like 7 a.m. Get a good night's sleep, but when the fucking alarm goes off, you're up. As opposed to try to be strong, try to be tough, which ties into this training with ringworm or training with a cough or whatever. You're trying to be so tough, but then you're actually like hurting yourself more. So what Kyle was saying is like, you know, and their boys are Jocko, is he was like, I try to have that, but I also listen to my body and I try to be zen, you know? I mean, they're much more into like psychedelics and shit like that, which means, you know, be a little more present, be calm, listen to your body. If it feels like I need rest, maybe I need rest, you know? Like, I mean, I take this shit so far that I was journaling and the pen stopped working. This is right before you called. And I go, maybe there's a reason that I'm not supposed to do it right now. And then I looked and you emailed me and I was like, there you go. I'm going to jump on with Drew. And like, you know, that could be a coincidence or whatever. But again, it's just like sort of, I'm just going to follow my fucking intuition. But you can't go in the opposite direction and be like, everything happens for a reason, man. And I guess I'm just supposed to like smoke weed all day because God has a plan. Like, that's where you need the Jocko part of you to be like, yo, work, hustle, get shit fucking done, and then like, cool, you know?
Yin and yang balance.
It's fucking huge, man. And I feel like it took me till I turned 38 in 2 fucking weeks. And I feel like it took me till now to be like, oh, that's what that fucking fat guy, Buddha, that's what he meant. You know what I mean? Like, you hear all these platitudes and cliches about either loving yourself or balance or be like water, my friend. And you go, that's a cool thing that I quote. But like, when you actually like look at like, oh, fuck, what does that mean? They solve most of life's problems. Are cliche.
Yeah. How stupid is it that all of the most important things start to make sense when you're past your physical prime? Do you ever notice that? I'm not particularly pointing fingers at Gordon Ryan right now, but if I were 24 again, you know, I knew what I knew now when I'm 37, like I swear to God, just like you're saying, like stuff that has sort of illuminated to my brain in the last year is like, God, I wish I knew that when I was 20.
Dude, you know what's funny? I've started to so behind the scenes, some big stuff's happening to your old sad friend Jamie, where just with like agents and opportunities and like things are gonna be really fucking good, like really good fast, and including for this podcast, like a year, like everything's gonna be different. 2 years, 3 years is gonna be like fuck.
Jamie's gonna send me a Pornhub link. It's like, look what I'm into, buddy.
That's all.
Big break.
She's not actually my sister. And so but I've caught myself getting bummed out recently. Where I'm like,
why's that?
Well, because I'm like,
because it's not happening now, or
no. It's what you were saying about Gordon, where if I knew all this stuff when I was younger, I would have so much time. And then I have to be pragmatic by thinking about, well, all these comics, Burr, Segura. I mean, even Rogan didn't go into like superstardom until like 50 is almost the new prime for at least for male stand-up comics.
Remember when you were 14 years old and 50 was like an ancient grandparent?
Yeah, dude, it's insane. And so we're not allowed to talk about this. My birthday is too soon, but. I also think about opportunities that I lost. Like I was supposed to be roommates with Michael Che in Edinburgh from SNL. And I love Michael Che. And this is when I was like super political and woke, and he was saying like offensive things. And I'm like, no, he's not going to like me. I was just like such a baby. I thought about this for the first time and I'm like, why am I getting mad at myself? And again, you have to have that sort of balance where maybe it's better that it's happening to me now, because if I blew up like I thought I was going to when I was Gordon's age.
Yeah, that is something that...
I'd be a monster. I'd be a fucking monster.
For sure, just like him. That was something that... little jab. That was something that Kyle brought up on the last podcast. He was talking about getting something too soon or not getting it at the right time, and that you can't force something good on someone if it's not in the right time for them to accept it.
Right, 100%. Hey, since we're waiting for Mac anyway.
Yeah, he's jumping on like the next couple minutes.
Will you kill me if I run and go to the bathroom real quick?
I will kill you, yes.
All right, bye. No. I just want to fight somebody.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, good to have you, man. So
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. We've been pumping you up in the sort of the preamble of this episode's, superstar YouTube rapper, BJJ purple belt. The one thing I don't know is, am I supposed to call you Mac, or am I supposed to call you by your...
That's what I go by. So my legal birth name is David. Well, that's my first name, but I don't go by that. So yeah, you can just call me Mac. That's my name.
Oh, okay. Mac's also a dope name. Like, I'm interviewing another rapper this week from my podcast, Styles P, and I'm like, when it gets to like that level of name, we're like, Mac's just like a dope name too. Like, we're not gonna call any guest by their first and last name, but I'm like, how do I handle Styles P? And I'm going to avoid it is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's a dope rapper. Not to change the subject on like what you were talking about, Styles P is a fucking legend, so that's awesome.
Dude, I got to do... By the way, Drew and I joked about this, where Drew, so excited to talk to you about jiu-jitsu. I'm so excited to talk to you about hip-hop, and we're going to bounce back and forth and confuse everybody.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so Styles P, I got to, I guess, technically open for him because Talib Kweli called me down to open for him. and he was just having Styles fucking feature and open, and like Styles was just walking around with a little backpack, and I was like, is that motherfucking Styles P? And then we became friends because he's also, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but like right now he's getting shit for promoting a healthy lifestyle during COVID. Like nothing conspiratorial. He's like, hey, you guys should like social distance and stuff, but also like have some turmeric. Like he's just like this. He's a vegan. He's like super health conscious, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up, and like just like lashing out at him on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really dope that he does the locks. They do I think it's called Juices for Life. They have a juice bar that they own. I'm not sure what part of New York City it's in, but
I think they have a couple now.
Really, that's great. I love hearing that.
Well, he talks so much about health, especially in like poorer communities of color, where it's like that shit doesn't get talked about. It's so important.
Yeah, the people should chill out when it comes to them, because the community that they're promoting that to is in pretty dire need of knowledge on nutrition and health. So people should chill out.
Yeah. But we're talking about the internet. The internet has no chill by default. Like asking the internet to chill out is basically turning it off.
Yeah, it's savage. The internet is absolutely savage. Give me 1 second. I'm having a hard time hearing you guys, so I'm going to get into my wife's car.
Yeah, no worries.
This is our second car interview. I'm very excited about this.
Oh, that's true. I wonder if
you had another car interview?
Eddie Bravo.
Am I back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, the Wi-Fi. I had to turn the Wi-Fi off because I pulled away from my house a little bit.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
So I had a question though. I just read on YouTube or something did Eddie Bravo recently tear his meniscus?
Oh, not that long ago, but I believe he already got the surgery for it. Like this was coming off of a spinal surgery that he had before that too. So he's kind of had a shit run in the last year.
Jeez. My wife tore her meniscus on Saturday. So
did you heel hook her?
Yep.
Okay.
I heel hooked her. She came into the room trying to fight, and I locked it on, and she tapped, and I just didn't even acknowledge the tap. I just pulled
so
good.
You Mac Lethal don't play. He got that name for a reason.
This is great because I wanted to talk about hip hop. Drew wanted to talk about jiu-jitsu, but we both wanted to talk about injuring women. So this is works out very well.
That's awesome. No,
is she okay?
No, she's not. It was kind of weird. It was a freak accident. She reached down at Home Depot to pick up a plant and just bent down, and then she heard this loud pop and tore her meniscus. I had to drive her to the doctor today, and they gave her an MRI, and it's fucked. Like she has to get surgery next week. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so sorry. Send her our best. I don't want to throw her under the bus, but that is a perfect example of, whenever people are like, I don't want to do jiu-jitsu, I might get injured. It's like, yeah, but you can also tear your fucking meniscus picking up a plant. Like,
just picking up a plant.
Dude, I would have like comedian friends in New York City who were like, yeah, I do jiu-jitsu, but like I don't want to get hurt. One of them literally broke his arm walking up subway steps. And I'm like, I've never broken my arm. I didn't break my arm as a child, let alone walking up fucking or people like
that's peak level clumsy to trip upstairs. Like that should be physically impossible.
No, he fucking pulled it off. And like I've had like friends break ankles on like treadmills and doing like lame ass exercises that I don't give a fuck about and wouldn't want to do. Where it's like I've kind of tweaked stuff in jiu-jitsu. I've never had anything crazy.
Dead ass serious. I'm always injured when I'm training, but since I've not been training, I'm still injuring myself, and I don't fucking know how. I'm like, I'm just lying weird on the couch watching Netflix for 5 hours, and I can't stand up straight. Or then I sneeze and I throw like 4 vertebrae out.
Yep.
I've never really been injured. I mean, I have like minor things that, like my neck and my knee once or twice, but I've never
those seem pretty major.
Well, but like not injuries to the point where I couldn't do anything. They would just be nagging pain, but I've never torn anything. I'm probably fucking myself by actually saying this now that I think about it. So I better stop.
Yeah,
but
yeah, just don't go to Home Depot and you're fine.
Or you're hard as fuck and you're actually training with like 3 herniated discs and a torn ACL.
I will probably find out that I have a couple fucked up discs at some point. That's probably true.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
That's usually a brown belt.
But
yeah,
dude,
that's what I've heard. I've heard brown belt is the magic belt for that.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense.
That'll be great.
I would. Oh, you know what? Actually, I want to ask you about this before I forget. So I was watching some old interview of yours a while ago. I think even before we made this happen. And Drew and I talk a lot on the show about jiu-jitsu athletes kind of getting fucked over just by the industry, as much as you can call it that, right? So our version of like record labels or agents or whatever is essentially like, I don't know, the IBJJF and Flow Grappling, or like places that just want to take advantage to like of hungry athletes. And you, when it comes to music, have spoke out a lot about that and a lot about sort of subverting the industry and finding ways around that. I would love to hear you speak on that, you know, like with your career and music, kind of the, like, I think, did you have like a Fuck Clear Channel tour?
Well, so I was on tour with a guy named Sage Francis, and he had
a
tour called the Fuck Clear Channel tour that I was on, but that wasn't my actual tour. However, the mentality has always been the same and very similar. I think the biggest thing for me has always been I don't want to compromise, and I hate authority. I'm very childish when it comes to that, but it's something I've never been able to get over ever since I was a kid. I don't like the idea of being told what to do and how to do it. It bothers me. So early on in my life, I kind of came to the conclusion with myself that the only way I was going to be happy is if I didn't have a boss constantly telling me what to do. If I hate structure, I hate showing up on time for shit. That's not stuff that I'm very good at. And there are people that are great at it, and it's those people should use those strengths because they can. I don't have those strengths, so I've always been very anti-authority, and I try as I get older to come to peace with it more, but it's still hard for me. So I set out, and the reason that I do this and the reason I pursued this from an early age is because I never wanted to have a boss, and I never wanted to have anybody telling me what to do or how to do it. And I always looked at record labels, maybe not some of the smaller ones, but like the bigger major record labels or the big corporate media channels, while they do have a big outreach and a big platform that you can use, the only way you're ever going to be able to use those platforms or be on a record label or be a part of a big music channel or something like that is by compromising your vision, because they're going to start, the bigger you get and the higher you get, the bigger the platform is, the more people are invested in it, the more people are going to want to tell you how to take your vision and shape it. The more money they're putting into you, the more people you're going to have to answer to. And I just didn't want to deal with that. If you listen to music and mainstream music, and I like a lot of it, like I'm not knocking pop music or any of the top 40 stuff. I mean, there's plenty of pop in top 40 songs that I like, but they all follow a certain formula, and there's a certain aesthetic to them, and there's rules, and you can tell that there's a lot of people in the studio when a lot of these songs are made. And then the way that they market the artists and the image that they give them. And I was just never into that. I was always like, I want to be myself. I'm not some sex symbol. I'm not tan with, bleached teeth. And I don't have this Justin Bieber or name any, famous pop sensation ever. I don't have that type of aesthetic, nor do I want it. I like being weird. I like making creative stuff. And I always just wanted to be true to myself as a person. And the other thing is, from a business standpoint, not even from an image or integrity standpoint, but from a business standpoint, when you hear about some of these major record labels, like I had one offered to me many years ago, and it was $250,000 for like 6 albums. And
Jesus.
You sit and think, like, I will likely, unless I blow up with this record label, I will never hit the point where I'm in the black making profit. So that's a really, really bad exchange. And a lot of the times that's the problem with a lot of, like, you know, in jujitsu, like some of these bigger brands, in music, the bigger brands, they're always going to give bad deals. And I just knew that I may not have, you know, 50 million people that I'm trying to get 10 cents out of every year, but I have 100,000 people that I can get $10 out of a year. Dedicated fans that spend more money with me, and I get more of the profit. So the independent business mind has always just been like, you can have a smaller, more boutique fan base, but you get way more of the profit. So you don't need that huge multi-million person outreach. You can just do it from the trunk of your car or from your basement. And that's been the ethos ever since I started. And that's just something, I'm almost 40 and I'm still doing it the exact same way.
Dude, that's so fucking dope. And you're not giving people cuts. You're not compromising your art. It's like the whole 1,000 true fans. And I think jiu-jitsu people could learn from that too. And I mean, I have a follow-up part, but just to shout them out, like when Drew and I started this show, we didn't go to any of those brands. We went to a fucking fight shop in LA that I've shopped at and that I dig, and Origin. Because I'm like, I don't want to do ad reads for someone that I don't give a shit about. Or again, for those like bad deals, like I would rather have no ad. I've never had any ads on any of my other podcasts, like proudly wore that as a badge of honor. And then you find a company that like you dig and you're like, okay, I can do stuff with you because I can speak authentically to it. But for the most part, you're totally right. Business-wise, people are going to get shafted. I just have one non-jiu-jitsu follow-up with that, because I'm in this situation now, and I would love your take, where every time that I have gotten like huge reps or like this big opportunity, that shit's happened, where everyone, and I'm sure you've had meetings like this, like, we love what you do. Can you not do what you do anymore? Because I will get fired, you know? And like, that's been my fucking career. And now, so I moved out of LA and I live in the fucking desert, and I'm making stuff that I actually really like. And because I'm making stuff that I like, some of those people are like coming back, and I still, because same deal as you, man, dropped out of high school at 17, knew I wanted to do stand-up and music, anti-authority, blah, blah, blah. But I still have that part of me that wants the things on the totem pole that you're supposed to get. Where, you know, the second I got like a film agent last week, I was like, maybe I should go back to LA, instead of being like, maybe being fucking not in LA is why I did the thing that got the thing. Do you ever have those temptations, or do you look back? I mean, not on like that record deal because it was garbage, but is the temptation there, or are you just so set in the like, I've seen that when I play by my rules, it fucking works, I'm just going to keep doing that?
You know, yeah, I would say that for the most part, it's always been about playing by my own rules. However, you know, I will speak to something that you touched on briefly when you were just saying, where you talk about brand reads. You know, sometimes on my YouTube channel, for example, I will do brand reads. The money is good, and it's nothing that you have to commit to long term. It's just a one and done 30-second read, and the money is outrageous, and you just kind of build it into the beginning of your video. But that being said, I fucking hate doing them. I like the money part of it. The monetary part of it is great, but I still just cringe the entire time I'm doing it, because I don't believe in it. And there's a lot of brands, and I don't even care if they hear this, there's a lot of brands that they'll be like, hey, we'll pay you this, and we need you to say this in your own words. But the way they write it, it's like, there's no way I could say this in my own words. You know, you're asking me to promote some company that fucking whitens your teeth. There's no cool or interesting way to say that. I mean, I think you just have to ask yourself what it's worth. I don't mind putting something on my YouTube channel. It's just a video. It's not like an album, or it's not some, you know, my YouTube channel is a place where I fuck around and experiment and just kind of do fun content. So I have no problem building in brand reads with those from time to time. I don't do them often, but when I do them, I'm fine with it. And it's usually because the money's really good and it's not a long-term deal. But it sucks to fucking do. And it's still like, I find myself more and more just turning them down, because I like playing by my rules, and I just don't know if the money is worth it. I think that you have to really ask yourself what it's worth. And are you walking away from dollars? Sometimes, yeah, but on the back end, those dollars might come back to you because you didn't, like you said, do the brand reads, or like maybe the reason you left, or like you leaving LA is the reason that you started getting the notoriety you got. Sometimes those things show up on the back end and they show up later. So it's not always a bad thing that you say no to some of these deals. I mean, you can't be tempted by the cheese that they're holding in front of your face. So I don't know. I do think that there is something that people admire when they feel like a person plays by their own rules.
Yeah.
I think that that's attractive to people because I think deep down, everybody wants to do that and wishes they could do that. Not everybody. Yeah.
That's something actually I wanted to weasel in here, because I know that you're a father, I'm a father, we both got kids, and I have to remind myself all the time that while they're kids, it's so annoying that they always want to get their own way and they want to do it their way. But I got to remind myself, this is exactly what I want them to do when they're 20. You know, I don't want them to listen to everybody's orders, and I want them to think for themselves outside the box and find their own way, you know, and be true to themselves. So it's an interesting struggle that I got to play with as a parent, but I got to remind myself, like, good for you. I'm glad that you sort of bucked my authority on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that, and also when it comes to kids, that's one of the things about money is as a father, you're so inherently worried all the time about providing for your children. So you always want to have as big as a cushion as possible. So that's why I probably say yes to a lot of the things that I say yes to, because you think about your children. But at the same time, I definitely agree. Do you have a daughter? Do you have a girl?
3 daughters and a son.
Oh shit!
Yeah, buddy, I'm deep in the weeds.
So I got one of each, and that's a thing that you particularly want. Hold on,
No, you're good.
It went off for like a second, but you're good.
Okay, hold on. Let me plug my phone in. That's a thing that you especially want for your daughter. I mean, you want it for both of your children, but I found that I really want my daughter to be a very difficult person to get along with. I don't want her to take shit from anybody. And luckily, she kind of came out that way. But man, as a father of a little girl, you're just like, I want you to never let anybody try to walk all over you ever in your entire life. So I hope you take all of these like really, fuck is that noise? Oh shit! Hold on a second. Yeah. I hope you take all of these characteristics that I have that some people don't like or dislike, and I hope you adopt them and use them.
And you're like, that's why I heel hooked you, honey. Like, stop heel hooking the women in your family.
That's exactly right.
Jesus. Hey, I was wondering, jujitsu, but also I'm going to throw in some comedy just because, like, that was my world before jujitsu. But have you noticed that as a performer, ever since you got, like, fucking hooked, and I know you're hooked on jujitsu because when I went to your Twitter, for all the accolades you have, and, like, me and you have some like dope friends in common. Your pinned tweet isn't even you getting your black belt; it's you getting your purple belt. I think
that's right.
And I was like, "Fuck yes,
yeah!"
Like such a jujitsu guy.
I don't know, man. I feel like purple belt is the first real belt. And
dude, I cried when I got my
all of our white and blue belt listeners. We just lost them all. Keep going.
Sorry, you guys.
You're not really doing it.
To be fair, Drew, we were gonna lose the blue belts anyway. Get it?
Oh, good point.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, I make the memes here.
It's weird. It's knowing that how I felt as a white belt about getting my blue belt, than how I felt as a blue belt about getting my blue belt, and like the different phases that you go through, and you don't know them until you experience them. Yeah. So I'm a purple belt. I don't know any further than this, but it's just getting your blue belt is so much easier than getting your purple belt. And I'm not even patting myself on the fucking shoulder, because it was difficult for me. And like, I had to ask myself many times, do I really want to do this? Do I really care about it? And I think that's the belt where your instructor goes, okay, you're a lifer. You're really going to do this. because anybody will sit around for a couple years and get their fucking blue belt. And, you know, oh, this is the hardest I've ever worked for anything. But man, it's not fun. It's you know, when you're a blue belt, that's when you learn, at least for me, that's when I learned a majority of the technique that I use. That's when it started really making sense to me. Like, and I didn't have that kind of annoying, overexcited spirit that a lot of white belts and blue belts have. I started kind of getting jaded by it and like,
good for you. You're building into that brown belt where you just give you a burly, surly motherfucker like Jamie.
Yeah, man, in the fucking corner.
Well,
what are they doing?
Irritated and injured, and you know, the thing that I realized, and this is what ultimately I think got me my purple belt, is that I realized I need jujitsu. And that's a non-negotiable. It's not I love it, and I'm gonna watch the Joe Rogan podcast, and I'm gonna wear the clever jujitsu shirt, and fuck yeah, man. And did you see this technique by this guy? And you know, that annoying, overexcited thing. I realized that like you could take all of that shit away, and I need jujitsu just spiritually and as a person, and it's something that I have to have in my life. It's not about loving it. It's not about thinking it's cool. It's a legitimate necessity in my life. It's something I have to have, and that's a non-negotiable. Like that's a thing that my wife will tell you. I'm a miserable person when I don't have it, when I'm not doing it, and it's given me so much. So I feel like I have to give back to it at this point. And it's just I'm just in a different mindset now than I ever was at white or blue belt.
Okay. Awesome. Well, now that we're on jiu-jitsu, we got through the topic. I'm going to nerd out on you for a sec because I got a friend.
Nerd out on me.
Yeah, I got a friend's blue belts. He may not be listening by this point, but hopefully. Who I told him that I'm going to be talking to you today. He's like, bro, you got to ask him about his jiu-jitsu. Like how does he train? What does he like doing? His style? Because I don't know. I follow him so much on all of the rap and stuff, but I have no idea how his actual jiu-jitsu looks. And he's super curious. So for all of the curious technical people out there, what would you consider your style? Is there like a certain game that you play, or is there something you aspire to?
Okay, so if we want to get like super nerdy, I would say that I'm pretty strong. I say that reluctantly because there's people that are really fucking strong, but I'd say I'm pretty strong, and it's kind of a uncomfortable style to the other person. It's certainly not elegant. I'm not like this.
More of a grinder.
Fucking going inverted and stuff like that. I play a lot of half guard and a lot of knee shield and a lot of arm bars and a lot of toe holds and a lot of pressure. It's heavy kind of grinding style, and it's I use my strength and just the kind of density of my frame to make people very uncomfortable. Dense
is a great style. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, I'm very dense. I have like a thick kind of core. I don't have, you know, fucking shredded abs, and I don't look like one of those kind of queer jiu-jitsu Calvin Klein model guys, you know, the guys that after class they take their shirt off and they sit there all ripped and shredded, and that's not me.
Again, with the Justin Bieber types, we're going.
Right.
Oh, I get so mad when all the hot guys take their shirts off for the group picture, and I'm like, don't make me be the fat kid in the pool where I have to leave my fucking shirt on.
I'm always the guy in the rash guard, or I kind of get in back and get on my tiptoes so they can see my shoulders, but like
that's
two guys' heads are blocking this part of my body.
Two chiseled heads in front of you.
Like every good class pick, you gotta say steroids in front, everybody else in the back.
I have short legs, but I can triangle people a lot. Like I can catch triangles. I think people are surprised at my ability to be able to triangle because I have very
the stubby legs. Dude, if somebody understands the technical way to triangle somebody with short legs, they are the most horrendous triangles to get stuck in because there's no room.
Yeah, there's no room, and it fucks people up. And I've had to study a lot of different styles of triangling people to figure out how to do this. But the way
I'm looking forward to your instructional.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an instructional, and I switch to armbar a lot, so it'll be like I would say I get a lot of people with a half triangle, half armbar, where I'm set in a triangle, and then they and it's the miserable, like the fuck Like
it's horrible. Yeah.
The arm is right. Yeah, it's real fast.
Yeah, ask my students, man. That was my game for a long time because I had a bad knee that I like blew 5 times, and people in tournament didn't realize that I can't triangle them. I physically can't do it, but I'm gonna throw it up and make them think that I can to switch to the armbar. Fucking, they hate that.
It's funny, man. Your style almost sounds like you know when you're rolling, like when you start off and you go to roll with like a white belt and you're like, hey man, good training, and they're just like staring at you with like vengeance in their eyes, and the way they slap your hand, you're just like, oh fuck, like he thinks I'm dead or something's happening. Your style, I do wonder sometimes if there is a almost like spirit animal-esque quality that correlates someone's style with them as a person, because essentially like you also sort of described your career, right? Where you're like, people are fucking surprised. You're a fucking grinder. You're not trying to be showy. You're just letting shit speak for itself. And again, like maybe I'm getting too a little Jamie did mushrooms last week, but there are,
I love it. It's awesome.
Like there are a lot of, I mean, like that says a lot, I think. Like it's really similar to like who you are as a dude.
Well, also I would say that to kind of further develop your metaphor, I've had a lot of things in my career where it was me figuring out how to overcome certain deficiencies that I had, like maybe shortcomings as a person, like the lack of the Justin Bieber image. That's an issue. That's a thing that I can't sell. So I have to figure out a different approach for it. And I have like certain physical limitations, not like a handicap or anything, but I'm not flexible. I'm not, again, I can't be showy or flashy. I have short limbs. I'm working with all these kind of peculiarities. So I've had to figure out a way to adapt to them. And it's usually me, like you said, grinding somebody down and eventually getting something. It's not, you're never going to be like, oh, wow, that was just beautiful and so smooth and technical. That's not the case.
It's like, is everyone okay here?
Yes, that's very much right. I don't know. I people, get the bruises, and I've accidentally injured people a lot of times. I'm one of those. It's
nice.
And misery, and it's just the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. So
Mac Lethal does ugly jiu-jitsu, and misery is going to be the title of your series coming out soon on BJJ Fanatics.
Yeah,
that's right. Let's do it, man.
Do you ever do you think that, like, I noticed for me a lot of like my comedy and even the shit I'm doing now that like hasn't seen the light of day yet, but I'm like fucking, it's the most excited I've been about the stuff I'm writing. Did you notice that you almost got like this extra surge of confidence? I mean, I think for me, actually, it's more performing than writing, but because of jujitsu, like, did that give you sort of an extra layer of almost like, I don't give a fuck? Because so many times, maybe it's not as bad in music, but in comedy, it's a lot of just like self-deprecation, bitter negativity. Like I've joked before where like if I walk backstage at a comedy club and be like, guys, I have a Tony Robbins book, they'd be like, gay, get out. And they'd like, this idea of self-improvement is like, ugh. But when I started hanging around with fighters and like that grindy mentality and that even like no one's gonna fuck with me mentality, it made me like a braver artist. Have you noticed that, or did you just kind of always have, again, that like anti-authoritarian fuck you attitude?
No, I think the biggest thing that I took from it is jiu-jitsu has taught me that there's always something I don't know about something in my life. And like, for an example, this is a real thing that I attribute to jiu-jitsu. I recently had to ask my wife the most efficient way to load a dishwasher, because a lot of people don't realize that there is a proper way to load a dishwasher. And I'm like, you sit there and think you're in your late 30s, you know how to load a dishwasher, you've been doing it your whole life. But it's one of those things that has stripped my ego down to the point where I'm more curious if I can improve on all the things that I do. And my wife was like, I hate how you load the dishwasher like this. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me ask you something, Christina. What is the proper way to load a dishwasher? And I wasn't being snarky. I'm like, show me. And she's like, okay, come here. And she showed me the different ways to stack everything. What part of the dishwasher is meant for glasses, for plates, how to load certain size dishes in the dishwasher.
Oh, I'm definitely fucking this up. Yeah.
Yeah, we all are. And that's the thing. And there's always a thing. And it's such a good cliche. It is a cliche, but it's a good cliche, is you don't know what you don't know. And I think the biggest thing for me is it made me realize everything in my life, especially my music career, the way I write, the way I play piano, guitar, anything I do, I am always capable of getting 1% better. So I always approach everything with the beginner's mentality. So maybe it didn't make me braver as much as it made me more enthusiastic about always stripping down the layers and trying to learn. And I'm like, so many people don't realize how much better they could be at the things that they do if they would just approach it with the first day white belt.
Beginner's mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Learning to shrimp like every day. And that's in everything that you do. So I don't know if it's made me brave. It's made me braver as a person. I'm much more confident when I'm around hostile situations, like when I'm in clubs doing shows or around drunk, edgy fucking people. I legitimately feel more relaxed in the situation. And many years ago, I wouldn't have. I would have been tense. Really, like, and now I'm just much more like, you know what? I probably have the upper hand if anything goes down here. And I'm not going to let it get that far, but I very likely am going to be able to do something to him that he is not going to be able to do to me. Notwithstanding having a weapon or something.
Yeah, dude, I love that you said that, because we were literally just talking about this in the beginning of the episode. One, I actually said that most cliches are the things that will save your life. We just don't listen to them because we're so used to hearing them. But we were talking about that balance, and I think you just nailed it, where it's like, how do you balance, when you're learning something or doing a skill or jujitsu, Woody Allen self-hate with Kanye swagger, or Jocko discipline with fucking Ram Dass stillness. And that's it. I'm so glad you said that, because you're right. Like, I don't know if it made me more confident on stage, but it's those showing up at the clubs, being around drunk people. I used to hate, I would get such bad anxiety, and now you're chilled out. But yeah, if I actually look at it, jujitsu probably, because when you start jujitsu, the people who stay are the ones who are like, I just got this shit kicked out of me, and I just want to suck a little less every day and do that forever. And people should do that with their art, with their music, with their comedy, whatever.
You can always get so much better. I mean, one of the things is, I heard Lewie CK say, and I don't know if you've ever heard him say this, but he says it takes 20 years for a comic to actually create an original bit and find his original voice. Yeah. And you sit and think about that. Think about like being a comic in its first year, knowing that for the first 20 years, you're just regurgitating everything all your favorite comics have already said.
It. Yep.
And that's what it makes you realize. It's like, this is a long play. And this is why, I would tell any like white belt that's super eager, that's just dreaming about their fucking blue belt. It's like, dude, your blue belt is going to come. Like, forget your blue belt. It's about all these other lessons you're going to learn over the next 10, 20, 30, God willing, 40, 50 fucking years of training jujitsu. I mean, think about the shit that you learn in your first 2 years. You're, wow, I love jujitsu and it shaped me into this person. Dude, you're a blue belt. Like, it won't shape you into anybody. There's people that are 5th degree fucking black belts. Think about what it's shaped them into. Like, that doesn't stop. This is a ever flowing, ever expanding spectrum. I mean, this is a huge universe, and it's you don't even start learning for the first 2 decades probably.
Yeah. Oh, so, dude, I mean, I'll not defend those blue belts, but be like, here's how bad I am. To your Lewie CK example, I understand all of that now. I train jujitsu. I've had that artist jujitsu balance. Lewie told me something like that when I was like 22. And you know what I did instead of listened? I just kept asking other comics until I found a lower number. And I think it was finally David Tell that was like 8. And I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Finally, somebody who knows something.
Yeah. But that's fucking hilarious.
It's funny you brought up Lewie, because I just thought about this for the first time the other. I did Drew when I did Sugar Sean O'Malley's podcast yesterday, and somehow comedy got brought up. And I remember Lewie at the sort of height of his popularity, we were on a bill together. There was this really dope festival in Ireland where what they did was, no matter who you were, you opened one night for somebody and you headlined a night, which means that someone bigger could open for, like fucking Talib Kweli could open for you, or you just didn't know. It was like these weird fucking things. And Lewie was put up before this. Justin Bieber would take their shirt off for the group picture. He was just this Irish heartthrob, blue-eyed, young, blah, blah, blah. Everyone is there to see him. And Lewie gets up and he's like, yeah, so, my daughter's a cunt, or whatever he was doing back then, just like shitting on his kids. And dude, 800 people, silence, absolute fucking silence, to the point where, and it's interesting because, I've seen like Attell and like certain people, they'll just attack the audience or like Burr or whatever. And, but Lewie just like did his material, looked down. At one point at the end, he goes, all right, well, I got to go soon. And someone goes, you suck. And Lewie goes, yep. And then was like, thank you for putting up with me. Walk backstage, literally, like he's never done stand-up, was like, what happened? Wow. And like me, him, and this comic Morgan Murphy, we kind of talked about it. Next night, he gets up in front of his audience, fucking slays, comes backstage. I mean, like me, after the first time I got a laugh, like throws his hands up. He's like, yeah. And the reason I bring, and then he was probably like, that's the worst thing that'll ever happen to me. But then the reason I bring that up with jiu-jitsu is like, you can't be looking for that end result. You can't be looking for that belt to define you, or when can I get an agent, or because one, if you look at like that story, or fucking Eddie with all these surgeries, like it never gets better. Yeah. Unless your goal is, like you said, man, I want to learn every day and I want to get better every day. And in that case, you literally can't fucking lose. Like you can't.
Yeah, I mean, and that also kind of proves that you can always get caught. Like that. Yes. That is a black belt getting caught by a white belt right there. Like Lewie
by
going on to that
wrestler.
crowd.
Yeah.
That the fucking some new guy that's like, okay, Jewy jit, what's it called? Okay, yeah, I'll try it. Then he just smashes the instructor like that. Yeah. That's that. But there's always going to be those nights. You're never impervious to that. You're always going to be at risk of getting caught. And it's, damn, man, there's always going to be nights like that. And that's fucking wild, though. Little did he know that it was going to get a lot worse.
A lot worse.
Woo,
that's so funny. I didn't even catch that for a second. It had to click in my mind. All right, the penis thing. That's hilarious.
I was pretty proud of that, and I was like,
yeah, that was nice.
I was like, I'm going to sit on it until these motherfuckers catch on.
Oh, we got it. Yeah.
Usually I panic and I just start talking over it. I'm like, I'm sorry. That's my dad issue.
Perfect. It was perfect.
I want to hit one more meeting point for the three of us, and that's Origin. So you're the first person that we've had on the podcast in 22 episodes that also is sponsored by Origin, which is, shamelessly the best company in jiu-jitsu, period. But you, unlike us, have gone to one of their immersion camps. I want to hear about this because this is something that I want to do in the future.
Dude, the Origin immersion camp was one of those things where I didn't know what to expect when I showed up. And they just said, come out to the immersion camp and perform and train, bring a couple gis and come out and train. So I flew out, and it's this kind of like, it was Camp Laurel. It's in Maine, this beautiful camp on a lake. And Brian from Origin, my homie Brian, picked me up from the airport. I went out to it, and it's basically like having 300 black belts at your disposal at all times. And Dean Lister, Dedeco, fucking Alexi, Jocko, Echo Charles, all these people, Peter from Origin, all these people walking around helping you with your technique. It's just a nonstop, pretty much 24-hour workshop. And what you do is you'll show up into one of the mat spaces that they have. They usually have 3 of them going. They'll have like a white belt one, a blue and purple one, and a brown and black one. And you can go to any of them whenever you want. You could be a black belt and go to the white belt one and just go,
that's my
I want to
move.
learn like super basic shit right now. Like I want to see if there's something I missed, you know, on my first week. So basically what they'll do is they'll do 2, sometimes 3 training sessions a day. You'll show up, and then Jocko will teach a technique, and then everybody tries it. And Dean Lister teaches a technique, and everybody tries it. Then Jocko will correct that technique or say, here's a different spin on it. Then everybody tries it. Then they'll bring some black belt, you know, the team Dubai, that Abu Dhabi team instructor will show up and go, I'm going to teach. And then he'll show a move, and then you guys do it. I mean, it is just hours of pure jiu-jitsu. There's all like hundreds of different belt colors, everybody there, and all you're doing is training. It's like one long training session with the best guys in the world. And then there's food, and then like swimming in between it. I was sad when I left. Like, you remember the feeling that you used to get when winter break would end when you would be in elementary school? And you'd have to go back to school and you'd have like a knot in your stomach. I felt like that when it was over. And I had this notebook where I had written down, I tried to write down every single move, every technique that I learned. There's so many things I'd never seen in my fucking life. Like Dean Lister, for example, he did a class where it was like shit that works 30% of the time. And he just showed all these weird techniques. He had this thing called the fat kid triangle, where it's like you like throw both legs and both hands up and compress the head, and this, like, there was all these different things that he'd say, you know, this won't work most of the time, but sometimes it will. And we would drill that. And I mean, it was fucking absolutely unbelievable. Like, I will never miss another one of those as long as they do them.
Yeah, we'll be.
And I performed, and I did a set too, so that was also fun.
Sick.
Man,
yeah,
I don't know how that was for you, Jamie, but I came. That was a great explanation.
Good.
I came too. I came again. Yeah.
Did you guys learn nothing from the Louis story that we talked about? Everyone put your fucking goddamn dicks away. I have one more creativity question that I'm going to try to. It's hard for me to be succinct because these are things I've been just like thinking about for so long, and you encapsulate so much. Where I remember I heard you name check Patrice in an interview once, and like I used to open for Patrice, and then hearing like obviously like bringing up Louis, and like we're on the same page comedy wise. And one, I mean, the basic question I wanted to ask you is, you know, how does comedy influence your music? Blah blah blah. But what I'm really curious about, and this is a problem with me in general, is when I'm just doing jujitsu and I'm healthy and I'm focusing on jujitsu, I'm like, I'm a jujitsu guy. And then if I do some good gigs with stand-up, I'm like, I'm a stand-up guy. And then if I write like a music thing, I'm like, I guess I'm a fucking music guy. And I think where the beauty lies, and this happens with the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world, why you should study everywhere, is when you can make those weird combinations, and that makes something original. But also, and I wonder if you had trouble with this in the beginning, it's harder when people can't put you in a box, you know, where like so many times it's like, you know, he's too political for the comedy people, but he's too funny for the, or like offensive for the political people, or this with music or that with whatever. So I guess one, did drawing from comedy influence you? And two, was that ever something you thought about where you were like, maybe I shouldn't be as funny, or maybe or did you just let all of those influences make you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely pull influence from comedy. And I'm not sure if you guys know what Text from Bennett was, but it's this book. It was a blog and then a book that I wrote, and it almost had a TV show based on it, but it was comical in origin. So I actually got to be like professionally funny for that. But in terms of like inspiration, comedy has always been something that appeals to me. I'm funny. My friends are funny. I like to be funny. I like to make funny content. But anytime I've ever tried to say, look, I'm going to try to make only funny content. I'm going to set out and make, that's when the only thing that speaks to me is like dark, depressing, introspective shit.
I've never related harder to anything before.
Yes. I go, you know what? I'm a fucking rapper and I am going to only make rap music. Then I just get the fucking greatest itch to start being a photographer or a videographer. And at the end of the day, I think that you're an artist, and I'm an artist, and it's whatever speaks to me, whatever vessel I use at that time. I've had some more successful than others. I'm passionate about photography. I'm passionate about writing. I'm passionate about cooking, playing instruments, all these things. At the end of the day, I'm an artist, and it's all I use. You have to harness creative energy and then use it to make something, and whatever that is, who knows? You know, you got a guy. I'll use one of the most obvious examples is you've got a guy in Joe Rogan who set out to be a stand-up comedian, decided to do this thing called a podcast, I think is what they were calling it around that time, and said, I'm going to try this podcasting thing to promote my comedy. And it turns out that he's a better podcaster than he is a comic, at least in a lot of people's eyes. So you can accidentally stumble upon different things. And at the end of the day, I think what it's about is using your creative energy and just getting it out to the world. And yeah, man, like I think it's dangerous to not only let them put you in a box, but to put yourself in a box, because what you're doing, you could do something for 20 years and that could end up leading you to a different medium, and that could be the one that actually hits. Right. You know, rapping may end up turning into something else when I'm in my mid 40s that I never thought of. Like I may end up, you know, writing fucking ballets and going on to New York. I'd never do that, but I'm just saying it may all end up turning into something else. So as long as you're being creative and being an artist, it's going to come out one way or another. I mean, it comes out in my jujitsu. Jujitsu is just as much of an art form to me as writing rap music is. And I just have more fanfare and accolades, and have made more money, and have been in the public more for being a rapper. But that doesn't necessarily mean that when I'm rapping, that's the most pure form of my artistic and creative energy. Because sometimes that's not true. Sometimes I take my daughter out, or I take my son out, or I take my wife or my family or somebody I've never even met before, and we go and do photos, and I take photos of them, and that's when my creative energy is pulsing the most. So at the end of the day, it's about being an artist, and there's never been a better time to be an artist, because we have an endless arsenal of tools available for us, and fuck being put in a box ever. And you could say from a marketing standpoint, well, you should be more focused. And maybe that's true. Maybe if people were more consistent in one medium, they could depend on that to be more successful and make more money. And so instead of trying 5 different things and wearing 5 different hats, and, you know, being a Latin guitarist and a figure skater and a rapper, maybe you should just pick one of them and focus on it. Fuck all that. Like to me, it's just do whatever feels good. And we have the internet. Everybody is on their phone right now. Everybody in America is on their phone right now. There's like 5 people in America that aren't looking at their phones right now, and they will take their phones out of their pockets.
Their phones just died. That's all.
They're looking for a charger right now.
Panicking.
Just man, it's all about being an artist and being a creative force. And the more you're able to tap into that and create different, interesting, weird content, the better for the rest of us, because we can take that and learn from it and develop our crafts because of that. So, dude,
man,
brother, Drew knows me more than anybody, and he knows how much I needed everything you just said right now. So thank you. Yeah, that was perfect.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I don't think there's any better way to end it, man. You've been great. That was amazing. We're going to clip the shit out of that and put it out on the internet.
Yeah, we'll send you stuff and promote all your stuff before and after. And yeah, man,
likewise. I'll do the same with this. So just send me whatever. Send me some good stuff, and I'll blast this out.
Appreciate it,
Fuck
man.
yes. Yeah. We still haven't we have a ton of listeners audio wise, but we still haven't cracked the YouTube code, so we'll 100% send you stuff. And yeah, dude,
that's a long play. Like that's a long game. Like that, I've had a YouTube channel since 2006. So
Holy
do the math.
Shit. I didn't even know about YouTube till 2007.
Yeah, there you go. I have 3 million subscribers. The weird thing is, I would say 2.5 million of them have come in the last year and a half,
Wow.
2 years.
Whoa.
But it's a weird thing where it's like, as you get bigger, it gets easier to get bigger. So like you have to start and just build, and then they start unlocking different tiers of visibility for you. So it's
oh, those bastards.
It's a good thing. Just keep doing it. Just keep driving it. It'll happen.
Well, look, man, I hope we get to roll together or make shit together. I'm sure I will see you at some point. All of us will. But
where do you guys live? Where does each of you live?
Jamie?
Yeah, so I just fled LA. I was a New York guy, but I fled LA, and I'm in Tucson now. And then Drew's up in Canada.
Yeah, I'm in Alberta.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Very, very fucking
Where
cool.
are you? Are you West Coast?
Kansas City.
No
yeah,
shit.
buddy. You're right by my buddy Eli Knight.
I don't know who that is.
He's another another YouTube jiu-jitsu.
Nope, you're being racist towards white people. He is in Kentucky, Drew.
Oh, wait a sec. Kansas, Kentucky, that's different? I'm so Canadian.
They're vastly different. Like that's like Alberta and what's not Alberta. I don't know what
exactly.
Montreal?
So now you got my problem.
Montreal, because there are French people?
Yeah, I mean they start with K. And there's a
one has chicken, right?
Yeah, we have chicken and we have education too. So like we have electricity and people that know how to read. No, I'm kidding. Right. Shout out to Kentucky. And actually, I'm on tour with a guy named Crypt who's from, or I was on tour before this whole quarantine thing happened. Hey, I want to shout out Origin and Kansas City Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And I'm also glad you're not in New York or LA. That gives me more incentive to fucking stay. It can be done because I'm so much happier. Holy fuck. It's amazing.
Dude, no, the biggest, I don't know if we're going over time, but the biggest misconception that people have is that they have to move to one of the coasts to do it. And that was a mission statement for me early on in my career is I'm only going to do this if I can do it from Kansas City. I'm never moving to a coast. If I can't do this from where I live, then I'm not going to do it because I wanted to try to prove to myself and prove to the rest of the world that I could do it. And I'm not even the biggest rapper from Kansas City. There's a guy named Tech9 and he's the biggest.
Yeah. He's from Kansas City?
Holy shit.
He's from Kansas City too. We have a song together. I've known him for probably 20 years. Like
nice.
I mean, dude, you can do it from anywhere. We have this thing called the internet. Like it's a great fucking tool and you can do it from anywhere, anywhere. So dude. It's, fuck living in LA or New York City unless you love those places, but don't move there to try to, propel your career.
No, it was straight up. Yeah, it was Stockholm syndrome for me, where I was like, I guess I got to go back now. But honestly, if I don't stay here, like I'm in the desert mountains now, which is great. Part of me is like, I think I'm going to move to fucking Amsterdam next year. Like if I'm just podcasting and making shit, like I want to go where it inspires me, not where, like LA it dumbed down. I didn't even realize how much it dumbed down the creativity. And I think Joe's even talked about this before. It's one, like the times I played at the Comedy Store, the lineup, it was like, Rogan, Joey Diaz, like no one knew who the fuck I was. It was just every amazing comic. And I'm like, I'm not going to do new stuff. Like, I'm like, I have to murder. But even worse, at least then you're around creative people. But just being around all of the fucking industry and suits, it does something subconsciously to your brain where you're like, oh, well, I guess I need to like hang out and mingle more and shit like that. And now I don't even have fucking friends in Tucson and I'm writing like 8 hours, like it's like a full-time job, which is what you should do.
That's amazing. Yeah, dude, LA in New York, I like New York City a lot more than I like LA, but I found that both of them are populated with very jaded, kind of emotionally drained people that are there for the rat race and the circus. And it hurts creativity. LA especially, dude. Like LA is exhausting. The people there are exhausting. It's just I don't want to call it fake in the like, classic kind of cliche sense where it's like all the girls have fake tits and they're all, and I'm going to the club and I'm going to meet, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's not all like that, but there is in LA, there's just people that are constantly seeking out, like, how can I manipulate and use you to my advantage? And
that
if
is all
I
true.
can't, let me go on to the next person. And it's kind of a thing where you empathize a little bit, because you're like, that's the only way to survive,
Right.
is you have to be willing to bullshit with the fakest, most full of shit people out there. And there's not like genuine connections. There's no humility. Like, I live in the Midwest. Nobody out here is trying to be famous. And that has given me a leg up, because
Sure.
I'm not distracted, and I'm constantly able to just, I feel free, and I feel like I can breathe creatively.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting there with the fucking $6,000 a month, you know, half bedroom apartment rent payment either. So it's
Yeah,
that.
well,
So that's,
Chappelle moved to Ohio, and he just has such
Chappelle grew up
pride.
in Ohio.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, well, and then he went back. Like, now he and he has such pride in his hometown, and he's doing shit for them. Like, when there was like the shooting, like bringing that huge concert, and Chance the Rapper and fucking Jon Stewart and all these people. And yeah, I bet that also has to do with, like, the dude puts out more good comedy than fucking anyone. And it's like, he's just not distracted by bullshit, and he smokes a ton of weed.
A ton of weed. Yeah.
Yeah, so much. Anyway, listen, brother, thank you so much, dude. It was so nice meeting you and talking.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the opportunity, and we'll do it again sometime. And definitely, if you're ever in Kansas City, or if I'm ever coming to your area, hit me up and we'll get a roll in.
Yeah, I'll send you my deets on one of the social media things now.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
it
dude.
was
See
fun,
ya.
man. Peace out.
Have a good day. Peace.
Really stuck into white and blue belts harder than anybody has on the show.
Man, I was partly concerned we're going to lose all our white and blue belts.
No.
Not very concerned, but then when he said that everybody in LA sucks, I'm like, well, there goes all of the white and blue belts from LA too. So we're really like trying to whitewash, or like.
I actually think it's a really, you know, it's funny. He one huge thank you. Like, anyone who's watching on YouTube and saw my face during the last question of his, or that I asked, I was like, oh, that's a game changer for my life. Like, it's going to be one of those moments in my life where I'm like, yeah, I was like, I really didn't know. I was juggling all these things and I felt shitty. And then I was like, but then Mac Lethal was like, you're a fucking artist. And I was like,
this is something that I've had to learn for myself quite a bit. In, like, again, we were talking about, I don't remember if we were recording or not, when we were talking about learning things later in life than we should have. I think we were, right?
I don't know. It's all fucking bleeding together.
So many times between the ages of, I don't know, 14 and now 37.
Yeah.
There were times when I would define myself as a certain type of artists, and what I never really understood until I met you, until I met, like, being reinforced by these other artists that are coming on. Like, being an artist itself is really what you are. Like,
it's what you
people
are.
Who do this naturally, being like he was talking about, locking yourself in a box, having other people lock you in a box. They don't understand, or maybe you haven't realized yet, that you are just artist, period. And what that becomes doesn't really define you.
And I also think that there is a stigma, and people are embarrassed to use that word artist, where if you just say, you know,
I hated using that.
You're like, I'm a business owner, or, you know, a musician or whatever. But I mean, I only finally started using the word this year, and now I mean, artist. It
sounds pretentious, but it makes so much sense.
But it sounds pretentious only because society has deemed it that.
Fuck you, society.
So many people would love to be artists and have been shit on by society. So naturally, their instinct is to turn against it. Like when someone quits jujitsu, being like, well, I was fucking dumb and I was getting injured, instead of just being like, I fucking quit. And so to me, being an artist, it's like, what is pretentious about like the greatest love poems that have been written, or songs or music that got you through your fucking parents' divorce or suicide attempt? You know, I just listened to this interview with one of the guys from Run DMC, and he was suicidal at the peak of their popularity. And what got him out of it was he was in a fucking taxi cab, And the guy was like, yo, like, Run DMC, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, didn't give a shit. The guy turns on a hip hop station. He goes, turn this off. Turns off the hip hop station, puts on a pop station, and Sarah McLachlan came on, Arms of an Angel. And by the way, I don't know if you've re-listened to that song recently, because I did after this interview. The beginning of it, we all know the chorus, in the arms of it, blah blah blah, but the chord that the song opens, and it's like spend all your life waiting or something, like, I don't know, but it is one of the most beautiful things. That is the moment he was like, nope, because he's creating something so beautiful. So, art is saying you're an artist. Not only is it an act of creativity and an act of love, it's a fucking act of defiance, dude. Whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's music, whether it's podcasting, it is a fucking act of defiance saying, hey, everybody around us says that we can't do this, that we have to be fucking miserable, that we can't throw ourselves into something we love. Now, for the people listening who are like, oh, you're talking about podcasting and comedy. No, I'm talking about the people that give you shit for being a fucking 35-year-old, 40-year-old who's training jiu-jitsu twice a day. And they're like, why are you doing this? You're not going to be a competitor, because it's a fucking act of defiance. It is creativity, it is love, and it is defiance. And to me, it's like I have never been so proud to call myself an artist. And last thing, so proud of you, because we didn't know each other before this podcast, and I don't think you were as sure of yourself as I was.
No,
we both knew
that's been a theme in my life, is other people telling me how great I am and me not believing it till way later.
But I feel like it's happening with the podcast, and I'm like, there is something very special about this show, about our audience, about our dynamic, about both of us growing through this, that it's just like, it's the fucking coolest, man. It's the fucking coolest.
Yeah.
I am not high, by the way, for anyone watching. I'm sincerely not.
That was great, but it really was a through line, a surprising through line, in my opinion. I wasn't expecting Mac to really drop so heavy into that sort of, I don't want to say anarchy, but like punk rock kind of mentality of like, I don't want to be held down. I don't want people to tell me what to do. And that's like, his personality from a very core level. But I mean, even if that's not your personality, like for me, that's not my personality, but I have my moments. And it's good to understand that, like we were talking about with our kids, like you're not wrong to act out on that. In fact, it can become a serious strength and like a rock, a foundation to build your empire upon as you grow up later in life.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I mean, here's one more thing that me, Drew, and Mac Lethal. Here's the thing, guys. If you're listening to this show and you're like, wow, this show really inspired me. I wish I could be like Drew. I wish I could be like Mac. I wish I could be like Jamie. Well, there is a way you can do it. And I got to say, if you don't follow this way, there's a fourth option. You could be like Drew. You could be like Jamie. You could be like Mac Lethal. Or you could be like ISIS. You could be like a fucking goddamn terrorist.
Is that an option still?
It's still, oddly enough, even under quarantine, it is still an option. ISIS, look, what do they have to do right now but plan? How scary is that? They were getting kind of reckless, in my opinion. And now, just like we're like, when me and you talk on the phone, you're like, dude, how's quarantine? I'm like, oh, I'm creating so much art and whatever. That shit's happening in a fucking cave somewhere where they're like, how's quarantine? It's like, I've come up with so many ideas. Not good. Not good. We have to be alert and vigilant.
Normally, I'd be concerned, worried that they've got an army of people creating little dirty bombs and rocket launchers and all these plans to destroy God's free earth over here. But I'm less concerned because I know that all of the pent-up, not terrorist killing that has been happening in Jocko's basement is going to be unleashed all at once. All at once. The moment that he can step out and put his size 14 boot up the first ISIS terrorist ass, it's happening. And it's going to be nuclear.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. I've been picturing Jocko hand sewing those little masks that they've been sewing, which mine's on its way, by the way.
Hey.
Guys, Origin Main. Do you also think the terrorists, like when they saw the COVID thing, they're like, oh, good, the humans did it to themselves? They're like, it finally happened. We didn't need to do anything. Or like they're pissed off.
I think they'd be mad. There's like all this work I've been putting into this, all this planning, all this training, and it's just some fucking guy eating a bat.
I know. There's at least one terrorist that was like, I told you the bat thing. I told you we should do the bat thing. And you all laughed at me. Oh, no one's going to fall for the bat thing you said. Well, look what happened now. They fell for the bat thing. He took down the West. We took down everybody. Guys, what we're trying to say is if you want to support, I mean, right now they're doing amazing things where they're making these masks. They're not really I don't think they're not profiting off them at all. They're just doing it at a cost. They are so fucking busy just trying to help people. The Gis are the only ones that are made in fucking America. And I don't say that as like, there's like, rah, rah, America, fuck yeah. I say that because we need fucking jobs right now. And the reason, by the way, the reason these other Gi companies don't make their Gis in America isn't because they're like, oh, we want to support and help other countries, is because you can get cheap ass slave labor from other countries. So I'm not being like a fucking like America only, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying like, yo, they're actually doing the right thing. They're paying their workers. They're making high quality brands, and they're stopping terrorists.
Well, I mean, there's that thing that Jocko talks about, and they really are the embodiment of it. Like their company, like you're saying, the easy thing is to source the labor out to somewhere where you don't have to do it yourself, where you don't have to pay premium prices to domestic workers. That's the easy way. But the hard way, that takes a lot of discipline and determination to give jobs to Americans, to make American-made apparel that is extremely high quality, that you have all the say over the entire process of it being made. Discipline equals freedom. They have the freedom to do all these things that are fucking awesome. They've got amazing Gis. They've got incredible boots, jeans, supplements. Like it's off the charts. You got to check out their page. And what you got to do once you get there is drop the promo code Rear Naked at the checkout, which will give you 10% off the best shit in the world.
Yeah. I mean, they're such a good company and they support this show so much that they got a fucking Canadian like Drew to just give the most like pro-American speech I've ever heard.
The home
of the brave.
I don't know how the rest of it goes, actually.
Oh, you piece of shit. Boo. Boo. Get in the cave with ISIS. Yeah. So, guys, look, Drew's prime minister may be hotter than our president, but we got fucking Origin Main. OriginMain.com.
I'll trade you straight up.
I mean, I would debate. Although Trudeau's being kind of an idiot this year. Anyway, honestly, they are our sponsor. They are the reason that the lights are on. They are the reason that we get to do this show every week. So thank you again. Support them, especially while they're just doing fucking good right now. Just go look at the website. There will be at least one thing you need right now. Buy that thing. Support Rear Naked Radio. Support Origin Main. Yeah. Promo code.
Kick ass. There you go. So there's one thing that there's one thing that I'm going to rant about.
So curious. I don't know.
I'm going to start in a way that is going to get you on my side immediately.
Okay.
So you remember?
Oh, sorry. I was getting myself worked up.
Okay. You remember in comedy, in the world of comedy, a guy by the name of Carlos Mencia.
I'm already mad. Yes.
Now you're already on my side.
Already furious. Whatever you want, I'll do.
For those of you who don't know, in the world of comedy, there was a guy named Carlos Mencia, and he is part and parcel the reason why Joe Rogan got back into comedy, to just kick his ass. To make sure that this guy could not profit off of other people's art. He's that
takedown, by the way, is still up online.
Yeah.
Fucking bananas. It is
YouTube that shit.
I've never been in such close like you watch it and you feel like Joe Rogan's gonna fight you. It's so scary. It's so scary. Go watch it.
So
walks on stage at the Comedy Store. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very into this.
Mencia was for a while using other people's bits just shamelessly as his own.
And also this happened in the Twitter world with that really famous account, the Fat Jewish, which is steal from comics. And then these motherfuckers, one, don't become an artist if you're just going to steal other people's shit. Become an actor. Carlos Mencia, you could be people can write lines for you without you being a fucking thief. right?
That's right. They'll give them to you.
Yes, just do that, you fucking
That's
hack.
funny.
But then when they double down and they're like, well, I'm making it mine. No, you're not. You're stealing shit, and then you're doing it in a dumbed down, hacky way.
I'm so glad you're on my side now. I'm gonna get to my thing.
My heart's racing. Okay,
There's this thing because I'm in the meme world, which is a different type of comedy. The internet meme culture is comedy of its own right, but is very different to stand up. But where it correlates is when people start stealing your shit. Yeah. And there's a certain way that they do it online. So if you were to go on to Because Jitsu and say, oh, that's fucking hilarious, I'm going to post that on my page. Go nuts. Take it up there, post it. It's the same as if a comedian put like a bit of his sketch out there and you reshared it because you thought it was so funny.
Here is Jamie doing his comedy. I'm putting it on my page, but his name is Jamie.
Clearly.
That is him, yes.
It's so easy to do that with, say, for example, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu meme page, to just reshare that, because guess what? My watermark is right there in the fucking picture. You don't even have to give attribution. It's right there. You can't miss it. That was Because Jitsu. Unless you take that picture and purposely remove that watermark, whether it's cropping it off, there are some people that not only would crop it off and not only would erase it, like scrub it out, but they'll put their own over top of it.
Jesus.
That is Carlos Mencia bullshit. And that happened to me again this morning, and I just started off the day with fury and righteous rage.
Just the only thing that should be scrubbed are these fucking vermin from the planet, not your watermark. Do you have names? Are they big enough to call them out? Call them out.
Fuck yes. Well, this is one in the meme circles of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is very well known for stealing all sorts of people's shit and making it not necessarily their own. Sometimes they make it look like their own, but definitely not making sure that it doesn't look like it's yours, so that people just assume that it's theirs. It's called White Belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, WBJJ or something like that. And they've got a lot of followers on Facebook, on Instagram, and you look at their shit and it's just curated. Most of it, 99% of what they have is curated from other pages in a way that makes it look like it's theirs.
Oh, that is your meme.
Yeah.
Is it the Undertaker one?
Yes. And where's my watermark? You go to my page and you'll see it immediately. You look on their page and they crop it directly over top.
What's this guy's fucking name? We should all get that fucking page taken down.
Yeah, well, we always chirp whenever we find our own meme on there. Me and a few of my friends that make these things legitimately, that use our own creative skills and make these things, and we see them put up on their page, we'll always chirp them in the comments and make sure that their followers know that this is bullshit.
Good. This is fucking ridiculous. I don't understand how you could sleep well at night. And that sounds hyperbolic, but honestly, when I think about, if I put out a sketch that doesn't do well, but it really made me and Drew laugh, I'm great. I'm great. I'll go, fuck, I thought that one was going to hit. But I'm just like, creating made me so happy.
Yes.
But if your claim to fame is stealing other people's shit so you can, by the way, not even get paid, get Instagram followers, you're a fucking pathetic piece of shit.
Well, I wanted to frame it,
fucking piece of shit.
Yes, I wanted to frame it in a way that people could understand why it's so annoying, because when
you
we
have
say
brought up Carlos Mencia, because I'm just furious and I'm making
this
no
is why
sense
I brought
right
it up.
now.
This is why I brought it up, because for people who make memes, it's such a weird thing for other people that don't to relate to and understand why it should be so annoying. It's like, buddy, it's just an internet meme. It took you 2 minutes to make. It's not even that great. You know, who gives a shit if somebody, you know, put it up without attribution? Why do you care at all? You're not making any money off it. They're not making
you.
Yes. What it is if you're in the room and you have a bunch of friends around and you make a fucking kick-ass joke and most of them didn't hear it, and then somebody else beside you says it exactly the same word for word and everybody starts laughing, you're going to want to strangle that motherfucker. Yeah. And this is exactly the digital version of that.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally stealing. And dude, you're shortchanging yourself too. Like, comedy is really fucking hard to write. I couldn't write memes. That's not the way my humor works.
Yeah, it's kind of its own thing.
Yeah, and you do make money off it. You do make a living off of it. And so if these motherfuckers get bigger because they're just stealing from other people, like,
and they are.
Yeah, I mean, the podcast happened because you have a meme page. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these guests are because they follow your meme page. And for these unoriginal pieces of shit to, I mean, I legitimately don't know how they wake up and they're like, time to go steal. Like, you fucking dork. And the other thing I want to say about it, there's like some cartoony page, whatever. I don't know if maybe it was parallel thinking, but started following me right after I did a sketch. And then someone tagged me because their next cartoon was just a less funny version of my sketch. And so every time I see like my friends like share their shit, I'm like, and then I'm like, do I block them because I don't want them to steal from me? Like, these aren't things that being creative is fucking hard enough, right? These aren't things that we should need to worry about. Because here's another thing. So, my friend, what's his actual Twitter? My friend, Josh McKinney, who has a podcast that I just did. He also teaches my nephew jiu-jitsu. And is like the sweetest guy. And I did his podcast, and I've been giving him some advice on his show whenever he asked me questions. And I was like, oh, you should like post clips and like get them to the person. And I saw today that he did exactly what I said. And Kenny Florian shared a clip of his. And it's getting like thousands of views. And there's part of me that was like, and then,
that worked too well, too fast.
Because I was like, oh wait, did we not forget to send Kenny a clip? And I was like, and then I was like, so happy for him. I'm like, fucking good for this dude, because he deserves it, and he's really good. As his podcast grows, it's like he's gonna get really good. And I like made sure to comment. I was like, fuck yeah, Josh. And I tagged him and I texted Kenny, and that's what we should be doing. Like I said before, the world makes it hard for creative people to make a living.
Yeah.
And you also have to worry about scumbag creative people coming in and fucking coronaing all over your fucking memes. And you have to worry about these uncreative fucking losers who just want to say, oh, I'm in comedy. No, you're not. You're in fucking thieving, motherfucker. Like, they need to be put out back and shot.
To put it lightly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like I always feel like it's very easy to do what I do, and I forget that it's not.
It's not.
But for people who, can you imagine just somebody out there right now, some random blue belt that never makes a meme, but he made one once and it was really funny. And lots of people liked it and tons of people shared it. But the one person that shared it that got the most views on it took his name off it to make it look like it was his.
Yep.
What a piece of shit that would be. Thankfully for me, I can put hitters out a few times a week and I don't have to worry about it. But like, that is exactly the same type of evil motherfuckery.
Because that could also have shut that guy down from like, maybe he's like, oh, I'm really good at this, I'm going to do it more. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, forget it.
I saved a meme page's life. I'm not going to, I'm going to use that hyperbole freely. He wasn't going to kill himself, but he was going to shut his meme page down. I'm not going to say who it was when he first started out for a while, because he just didn't feel like he was getting the response for the effort he was putting in. I'm like, man, it takes time. You've got some talent here. I can see it. You're going to do well. And now he's over, I think, almost over 30,000 followers on Instagram. And he's been doing it for a couple of years and he's in the mix now. And like, you could totally shut somebody like that down by stealing their shit.
Yep. It's garbage. There's no excuse. We are very open-minded on the show. Anybody who writes in arguing this point is wrong, and you're not, you've just never put yourself out there.
Yeah.
If someone at any other job, you know, again, like stole your idea to get a promotion, it's that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to rant in a funny way, but I just got mad. So I apologize that it wasn't as funny as it should have been.
I got so mad. I don't even know. I've just been seeing red this whole time, and I don't know if I like put a sentence together besides like they should be shot. It's funny with my stand-up is I remember an interviewer asked me once, do you ever go... You ever get worried that someone's going to steal your stand-up? I'm like, if someone stole my stand-up, I'd be like, welcome to hell, motherfucker. This is not fun. Everything that I've gone through, enjoy. Everything's going to get very bad for you. But I mean, honestly, like back in the day, dude, Bill Hicks, Sam Kinison, this like Texas squad of fucking outlaw comedians, if they found out that a comic was stealing jokes, they would march down to the club and they would stand in the back during the guy's set and they would scream him off stage and they would fucking corner him and they would run that motherfucker out of town. They would run him out. That is what it should. Guys, we need street justice is what I'm saying. Like, these accounts shouldn't get away with it. No one should be able to profit off of other people's creativity, whether that means some disgusting fucking agent or some fucking lowly loser basement dwelling joke thief. All of those people should just be shut down because, and again, I'm usually not this negative on the show, but the reason is because I also truly believe that if people are passionate with jiu-jitsu as an athlete, as a competitor, as a creative, they deserve to live a life that is all about jiu-jitsu and that they can make a living or that they have the opportunities to train. And when these fucking losers try to just do it because jiu-jitsu is trendy, then it's like they don't deserve to live. They don't deserve to live. I will fight
as good as ISIS.
Yeah, I will fight this fucking guy. I'll go to his gym. I'll sign a waiver. Like, nothing makes me angrier. So anyway.
Cool. That was a fun rant. Fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you guys.
I have to, like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm so mad.
You punch a wall, go full Kyle on the drywall.
Totally.
Crack a monster and go nuts.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it made your quarantine a little happier, a little more positive, keeping jiu-jitsu in your life, whether tangentially or, you know, we're doing the best we can. I hope you were inspired by Mac, whether it was creatively as a human or when it comes to jiu-jitsu as well. He started following me on Twitter. No big deal. He follows like 80 people. That's it.
Definitely check his stuff out since nobody knows him on YouTube. He's only got like 3 million subscribers right now.
Dude, how dope was that he was like, oh yeah, I got most of them this year. That's why it's like, it really is.
You know, I forgot he's such a down-to-earth guy that I forgot through most of that interview how cool he actually is, because I listened to his rap on YouTube for like the last 2 years and I forgot because it was so easy to talk to him until the end when he said, oh yeah, my friend Tech9. I was like, oh fuck, right, I forgot.
I know. Dude, we're just getting to that point, and this is another thing with you too. We're just getting to that point where like, we're just fucking good. We're just fucking good. And it's just like, remember, like, he had as much fun as we had. And that's another thing too with jiu-jitsu and stuff. It's like this imposter syndrome. Again, the only person that should have imposter syndrome is fucking joke thieves. Unless they're walking into a gun store to buy a gun to blow their brains out, in which case they're like, this is where I belong.
That's the funny I was looking for.
There it is. Something that is legally ambiguous. This imposter syndrome of like, I don't belong here, you know, whether it's with jiu-jitsu or whatever. It's like, you know, you do.
Yeah,
you know,
that's my personality too. I have to get through that, but
yeah, but that's,
it was
a
great show, man. I had so much fun on this one. I'm so looking forward to the next one. And guys, make sure to follow Mac Lethal. Make sure to follow the Jimmy Kilstein on Instagram.
Yes.
because_jitsu on Instagram.
Oh, I got 2 more sketch ideas. And YouTube guys, we are.
Yes.
So we have the hours, which for most people is the hardest
hard
part to get monetization.
Yeah, you guys are doing a really good job watching.
Yeah, we just need 200 of you just to go hit subscribe, then we can actually start making some money off it. Not much, but we'll make some money. And then rate and review on iTunes. The most important thing you can do is share with your jiu-jitsu buddies who are like, I'm so bored, I can't train. Tell them about the podcast. Tell them about the guests we've had. Share the rants, my sketches on IGTV. All that shit will help blow up the show. And you guys are the OGs. I mean,
yeah, buddy.
Like, granted, we have like thousands of you already, but compared to where this podcast will
there'll be hundreds of thousands in the next year.
You guys are the OGs, and so let's hype this shit up and just keep growing and growing and growing, so Drew and I can come to your towns, we can train, we can do live shows. This is what we want. This is the goal. We love you guys so much. Thank you, little pathogens. Be well while spreading the virus.
Love you guys. Peace.